From UFOs to ghost and psychic powers, history is riddled with unexplained events. You can turn back now and learn the stuff they don't want you to know. Here are the facts. In China it's called Qi, and in India it's known as prana. In the West we call it the soul. But what exactly is it? To the religious, it's a spark of divinity that connects us to the universe. To the skeptics, it's a series of chemical interactions within the brain. Billions of people believe in spiritual energy, but there's no scientific proof of its existence. Finding the soul is a tricky proposition. Modern science has disproven many historical notions of this energy, but the search continues. History is filled with stories of charlatans and believers alike claiming to have discovered it. Consider the notorious experiments of Dr. Duncan McDougall in 1907, when he claimed that the soul weighed an average of 21 grams. This experiment was deeply flawed, but failure hasn't stopped us yet. In fact, some people think the search for the soul ended decades ago with a man named Wilhelm Reich. Born in 1897, Wilhelm Reich studied psychoanalysis under Sigmund Freud. Freud's theory on the libido fascinated Reich, who believed that the libido was a real physical energy. He moved to the US, where he began research on this energy. He called it orgone. According to Reich, this energy permeated the universe, and orgone imbalances could create health problems. Reich claimed orgone treatment could combat cancer. His ideas eventually caught the government's attention. According to declassified FBI files, Reich was under investigation for ties to the Communist Party. In 1947, the agency concluded that Dr. Reich was not a communist agent and did not believe his research was subversive. Then the FDA began to persecute Reich, suing him in 1954 to place an injunction on the shipment of orgone-related devices and literature. He was arrested that same year. According to skeptics, Reich was locked up for making false claims and distributing what amounted to snake oil, but others don't buy that story. Here's where it gets crazy. While mainstream historians believe the feds prosecuted Reich for alleged communist ties, his supporters paint a different picture. These theorists say Reich was singled out because his orgone accumulators worked. He did not request payment when treating people, and he held demonstrations to prove the effectiveness of the technology, chiefly focusing on the orgone chamber. These boxes are made from layers of wood, wool, and metals. According to Reich, they concentrate ambient orgone energy, which can cure physical ailments. Reich also used orgone to operate his cloudbuster, which he claimed could manipulate cloud cover. Archived newspaper articles report the cloudbuster's alleged success. So if orgone is real and potentially beneficial, why did the government crush Reich? Most theorists believe factions in the government and the medical industry repressed Reich's work because it threatened the status quo. Other theorists believe President Eisenhower enlisted Reich in a covert war against extraterrestrials and that the arrangement soured. Both of these groups are short on proof and resort to rumors, but the FDA's actions are suspicious. After stalling transportation of the device, the agency collected Reich's literature and burned it in incinerators. Reich died of heart failure in prison in 1957. Today he's a controversial figure, on the fringes of psychology and at the heart of conspiracy theories. Which image is closer to the truth? Was Wilhelm Reich hounded for being a snake oil salesman? Or was he jailed for discovering something they don't want you to know?